Welcome to War Chronicle, where history's greatest battles, forgotten heroes, and military secrets come alive. From ancient warfare to modern air combat, we uncover the strategies, machines, and decisions that shape the world. This isn't just history, it's war, told with truth, depth, and intensity. This is Typhoon, Europe's most advanced fighter jet. And this is Rafale, also Europe's most advanced fighter jet. So which one is better? Well, in this video, we're going to find out as we compare the two jets across a number of key factors. Make sure you stay tuned until the end, as one of these jets has a secret weapon that the other just can't compete with. Let's get started. Both the Typhoon and the Rafale are twin-engine canard delta-wing fighters, meaning they both have two engines. A pair of small wings at the front called canard wings, which help to increase the aircraft's lift and control, and a large main wing at the rear. Now, there are some differences between the two aircraft, however. For example, the Typhoon has a more traditional and somewhat less stealthy design when compared to the Rafale, which has a very distinctive look due to its very sharp edges and corners, which may be functional from an aerodynamic point of view, but make it look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The Typhoon has an overall length of 62 feet or 18.9 meters and a wingspan of 31.5 feet or 9.6 meters. Its height is 17.4 feet or 5.3 meters. The maximum takeoff weight is 27.2 tons, and it has a range of 1,930 miles or 3,100 kilometers, without any external fuel tanks. In terms of payload, the Typhoon can carry up to 10.5 tons of bombs, missiles, and other equipment. The Rafale, on the other hand, has an overall length of 59 feet or 18 meters. It has a slightly smaller wingspan than the Typhoon at 31 feet or 9.5 meters, but it is slightly taller at 18.6 feet or 5.7 meters. Maximum takeoff weight for the Rafale is 24.3 tons, and it has a slightly shorter range than the Typhoon at 1,350 miles or 2,170 kilometers without any external fuel tanks. Payload-wise, the Rafale can carry up to 9 tons of bombs and missiles. In terms of performance, the Typhoon has a top speed of Mach 2.0 or 1,325 miles per hour, and the Rafale has a slightly higher top speed of Mach 2.2 or 1,487 miles per hour. However, it's important to note that these figures are theoretical, and the actual speeds achieved in combat will vary, depending on a number of factors such as altitude, air temperature, and the type of weapons being carried. The Typhoon has a service ceiling of 50,000 feet, or 15,000 meters, and the Rafale has a slightly lower service ceiling of 49,000 feet, or 15,000 meters. In terms of acceleration, the Typhoon can go from 0 to Mach 1.5 in under 1 minute, and the Rafale can do the same in 2 minutes. Now, we haven't even mentioned the cost yet, and this is where things start to get really interesting. According to a report by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, the unit cost of the Typhoon is estimated to be between 80 and 110 million US dollars per aircraft, which averages out to around $95 million. This figure includes the cost of the aircraft as well as the cost of research and development. The Rafale, on the other hand, has a much higher unit cost, estimated to be between 130 and 150 million US dollars, which averages out to around $140 million. So in terms of cost, the Typhoon is the clear winner. The Typhoon was developed by a consortium of European aerospace companies led by British company BAE Systems and Italian company Alenia, now known as Leonardo. The program began in the early 1980s, and the first flight of the Typhoon took place in 1994. The Typhoon is currently used by 6 European countries: the United Kingdom, Italy, Germany, Spain, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. The Royal Air Force, the United Kingdom's Air Force, is the largest operator of the Typhoon with 191 aircraft. The Rafale, on the other hand, was developed by French aerospace company Dassault Aviation. The program began in the late 1970s, and the first flight of the Rafale took place in 1986. The Rafale is currently used by 3 countries: France, Egypt, and India. The French Air Force is the largest operator of the Rafale with 181 aircraft. So what about the avionics and weaponry? Well, both the Typhoon and the Rafale are equipped with state-of-the-art avionics and weaponry. Both aircraft feature active electronically scanned array radars, which are used for air-to-air and air-to-ground operations. Both aircraft also have the ability to carry a variety of air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons, including air-to-air missiles, anti-ship missiles, guided bombs, and joint direct attack munition guided bombs. In addition to their primary roles as multirole fighters, both the Typhoon and the Rafale have also been used in ground attack and reconnaissance roles.
Right.
So when it comes to the avionics and weaponry, it's pretty much a draw between the two. So which one should Europe choose? Well, it's clear that both the Typhoon and the Rafale are capable fighters that would be an asset to any air force. Ultimately, the decision of which fighter to choose would come down to a number of factors specific to each country's needs and budget. However, if we were to ignore cost and just look at the raw performance and capabilities of the two aircraft, then the Typhoon would be the clear winner. It's faster, it has a longer range, and it can carry more payload. However, as we've seen, the Rafale does have some advantages over the Typhoon, including better acceleration and a more stealthy design. Additionally, the Rafale has been in service for longer than the Typhoon and has been used in combat operations in Afghanistan, Libya, Mali, Iraq, and Syria. On the other hand, the Typhoon has not yet been used in combat operations. However, it has undergone a number of upgrades and enhancements. Since it entered service in 2003, including the addition of new weapons, improved avionics, and increased operational capabilities. Another important consideration is the level of support and maintenance required for each aircraft. The Rafale has been in service for longer and has a larger fleet of support aircraft and ground equipment. This could potentially result in lower maintenance costs and increased availability rates. However, the Typhoon has a more modular design, which could potentially simplify maintenance procedures and reduce the number of parts that need to be stocked. Ultimately, the decision of which fighter to choose is a complex one that involves a number of factors. While the Typhoon may have the edge in terms of raw performance, the Rafale does have some advantages that cannot be ignored. Additionally, the Typhoon is relatively new in terms of combat aircraft and has not yet been used in combat operations, while the Rafale has seen action in various conflicts. This experience may prove invaluable in the event of a large-scale conflict. But before we wrap up, let us talk about the secret weapon that the Typhoon has that the Rafale just coup and compete with. The Typhoon has the capability to carry the MBDA Meteor Beyond Visual Range air missile, which is a long-range missile with a range of over 100 miles. This gives the Typhoon the ability to engage enemy aircraft well within its own airspace, giving it a significant advantage over the Rafale, which does not have access to this technology. However, it's important to note that this comparison is not a comprehensive analysis of all aspects of these fighter jets. There are many other factors that could be considered, such as training requirements, logistics, and industrial capabilities. Nevertheless, this comparison provides a general overview of the capabilities of these two fighter jets and allows us to appreciate the technological advancements and engineering complexities involved in their design and construction. What do you think of the results? Which fighter would you choose? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content. See you next time.